start with some quick introductions. So everybody's going to say their name, their pronouns, 2 sentences about who they are and what they do, and 3 words that describe their channel. So I'll start. Hi, my name is Asante Bean. My channel is, my pronouns are she, her. My channel is Asante the Artist, and I talk about young adulting and social issues through a creative lens, and I also work at PBS Digital Studios. And 3 words to describe my channel is spirited, thoughtful, and creative.
Hi, I'm Charlie Spadone. My pronouns are they, them. And my channel is Good Time Charlie. I make videos about growing up as an LGBT and non-binary person, and also just being an artist, and I do photography as well. And 3 words about my channel. I would say what did you say?
I said spirited, thoughtful, and creative.
Okay, I would say experimental, because I like to just do a lot of different things. Honest, because I like to just tell the truth, and I would say creative as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Palestrina. My channel is called PixterPro. I do animation and vlogging and a bit of fun stuff here and there. 3 words to describe myself. I like your honesty one. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to say truthful, because I try to do truthful and authentic content. I'm pretty creative and motivational.
Can you hear me? My name is Chris, and my channel is Chris Lawrence. And funny enough, my pronouns are he, him, and if I had 3 words to describe my channel, I would say currently dead, because I haven't posted in a month, but there's a reason.
Happens.
Definitely educational, because in the past I have been known to talk about a lot of different social justice and social issues that exist in the world, which is kind of what brought me to this point, and kind of a free-for-all, because I don't really have a set anything, because I don't believe that with certain things that you do that you can always stick with the schedule where I'm going to post every single Tuesday, because sometimes I don't feel like posting every single Tuesday, so it's kind of a free-for-all.
Hi, my name is Nicholas7. My channel is Nicholas7 Official. My pronouns are they, them. My channel, I usually talk about social justice issues. I make music and comedy vlogs. And 3 words I would use to describe my channel would be vibey, musical, and dissident.
My name is Crystal Joy. I make animations about ridiculous stuff that happened to me in my life, and I also fangirl hard. 3 words to describe my channel would probably be awesome geeky doodles. Pretty straightforward. Hi, my name is Nirali. My channel is Fireword Sparkler. Don't ask me why. And I make talk of the camera videos about my religion, Bollywood sometimes, fandom sometimes, pretty much everything plus social issues. And my 3 words would probably be unique, because that's what my name means, and just a different perspective, because I feel like I have that.
Nice. So to kick it off, what are your goals on YouTube? You know, this is the Less Than Famous panel. Do you guys aspire to be famous? Do you want to do YouTube full time? Or is there something else that's motivating you? What are your goals? Anybody, kick it off.
I don't know if I've ever wanted to specifically be famous. I think I've always just wanted to be able to be creative for a living. So whatever avenue that I had to take to get to that point was what I was going to do. And I found YouTube was something that I could be freely creative whenever I wanted to. I didn't have to really worry about whether the people in my community liked it or my friends liked it. You know, I liked it, and that was enough for me. And I think my main goals are just to try to be impactful and make stuff that's actually doing something and actually has a message behind it. Like I made a video about Black Lives Matter and social issues of, like we're being killed in the middle of the street and all of that. And I really, I have personal experience with that, and I hope that can touch, people like me. Also stuff about LGBT culture. But yeah, I think I just want to be more impactful, and if I can have a career out of that, then that's enough.
Yeah, same. I mean, if it goes well enough and I get YouTube famous, I mean, I'm not gonna say no. But if I can get to a point where I'm making a living, that's great. So I can focus on making an impact in people's lives, and I think that's the best part about YouTube, is that even on a small scale, if somebody's watching you and they comment like, I like this, somebody likes something you made. That's really a big deal. So if you can impact anybody's life in even a small capacity, like, that's it. Then I've done my job.
Yeah, my whole thing is like I think like impacting at least like one person is a big thing. I mean, admittedly, I do look at my analytics obsessively, and I'm like, did someone unsubscribe today? But I think like the main thing for me is just kind of putting my thoughts out into the world, because I feel like no one else has that perspective. So, and I think it's the same for all of us, that like we feel like our voice needs to be heard in some way or form. I think for myself, I want to use YouTube kind of as a full-time job, but I am a video editor and animator. So my main goal is to try and reach out to influencers and other YouTubers and kind of work for them and help them build their channels as well. Because just as much as it's important for me to make really great content, it's important for me to help others make good content too.
For me, it's like, since I'm a really creative person, my main focus is like my photography, which is really separate from YouTube for me, and I just use YouTube as like a creative outlet. So it's just like something I do in my free time for fun, and my whole goal with YouTube is just like to be proud of what I'm making and have fun with it, and not like stress out about it too much. So that's always like what I keep in mind.
Yeah, that segues pretty well into the next topic, which is, we're all busy. A lot of us see this as a hobby. We're managing jobs, we're managing school. How do you strike the balance between creating videos and the other things that you do with your time?
Badly. Yeah, sometimes I prioritize making videos, sometimes I have to prioritize school. Something happened over there. Like last month I had like finals and work, and I was like, I'm just not gonna make videos this month. It's just too much, and like I can afford to do that because like I'm not like super famous. No one's begging me to make videos really. So it's like, it's nice to like kind of have that where it is a hobby and I can go back to it whenever I want. And it's like I'm not making a living off of it. So I think, go ahead.
Can you guys hear me now? Oh, there we go. Hey, how are you? Woo! Thank you, VidCon. Balancing it is definitely really hard, and yesterday I was feeling it. This is my first time at a VidCon, and just wanted to do so much and meet so many internet friends, but the moment I logged on to like my school, like online course website, I felt like just a huge disconnect. I just felt like it was so hard to be balancing everything with the school and balancing VidCon, and I was like being really irrational. I was on Facebook like, I'm gonna drop out of school, all of this stuff, but then like looking back now, it's like, okay, it's not that tough, but as was said, I don't have that pressure where I feel like I have to post all the time, because no one except my mom is harassing me about posting videos, because my mom is my #1 fan. So I don't have that pressure to feel like I'm letting anyone down, or like there's people waiting to consume content that I'm creating, because like I said, I've been gone for a month and none of y'all have said anything, so.
I think I just have that creative itch, and if I don't, make something like on a consistent basis, I'm gonna be really, really upset, like unhappy. So I just find a way to make it work, regardless of commitments, whatever. Like, I need to make a video, even though I've been going for this probably as much as you've been gone. But yeah, I think I just make a way for the creative stuff as well.
Yeah, I was in college full-time, and I had a full-time job when I started, and maintaining a weekly schedule got really hard. But for a tangible fix to that, for anyone who are interested, I kind of managed to find a way to dedicate an allotted time for working on that,
but don't hold yourself to it. Like, don't beat yourself up. As a small creator, it's so easy to be like, I want to get there, I want to do it, I gotta please the algorithm and post weekly or whatever. Just allocate a time to do what you need to do and be okay with the work you get done during that time. And if it's no work, that's fine. Just do it at your own pace, or you're gonna burn yourself out and then it's not fun anymore. And as long as it's fun for you, it'll be fun for the audience. So that's my advice.
I honestly envy everybody who can have a schedule. I want to be there, but it's very difficult, especially when you're doing like animation and stuff. I think something that I learned over the years is I started off doing YouTube consistently about like last year or so, and then I kept making videos, but it's just I couldn't fit my daily life into doing also these creative videos. So I'm like, I gotta figure out a way to make this better for myself. So I started vlogging, and it gave me an opportunity to kind of like move over and like, you know, I can post a Disney vlog, or I can, you know, talk about YouTube and just things I'm doing in my daily life. And I think that almost helps a little bit if you can mix your personal life with your YouTube channel a bit, so it gives it a balance and then still make it represent you a bit.
I often I find myself just like thinking about politics or like something in the news, and then I start thinking about like how that affects me, or like how like my perspective would like fit into that, and then like that's just like randomly I just start like writing like videos down whenever I can. So like I have like half written scripts all the time.
Oh yeah, keep a running list.
Yeah.
I have an Evernote of just like video ideas. So when that time comes, you know, like I have nothing this week, you can go back to something. Or if none of those, sometimes I'll look at the list and be like, none of this is what I want to do this week. And you're dealing with something, take it and talk about it in whatever format that fits your channel. Like, don't be held into this box of what you think you should be posting.
Yeah, the way that I balance with my day job is waking up early to work, working after work, and having relatively no social life. So sometimes it's, you know, making sacrifices in other areas.
Right there.
Yeah. So a lot of you are very creative with your videos, but creativity takes time. So as you're trying to make visually interesting videos, how do you balance doing that within your time constraints? And I'd love to start with you, Charlie.
So for me, I like kind of balance out my videos between like being really creative and like spending a lot of time on something, and then making some videos where I'm just talking like freely about a subject that I like, and those take less time for me. So like maybe while I'm working on like a big project, I can like also make something that's easier and that's like just like more like me just like letting something out and like having a discussion as well, and then I can keep it balanced that way.
So in my opinion, I think knowledge is your best friend. I didn't study animation at all, but I went online for a lot of what I know and just looked up a bunch of tutorials. And as much as you're like, oh, I gotta sit through an hour of like watching this guy talk, it's like, okay, but in the long run, you're actually saving yourself a ton of time. So it's a good thing. And trying as much as you can to cut corners. That sounds really weird, but I guess personally, like for my animation, I don't tween anything, which is like the in-between motion. And for me, that just like is an extra guideline time, you know, like Swoozy he does kind of almost like a narrative comic, you know? Some people don't lip sync with their animation. That's just, animation specifically, but I feel like you can use it for other types of videos as well.
Yeah, off of the animation, because I do that as well. I do the tweening, but I cut corners in another way. So if you are doing visually artistic stuff, I have stock. I took time to like draw stock bodies and stock sets and stock this and that. So I'm literally just dropping it in and moving it around, and suddenly that's all I'm doing. I also have pre-rigged characters, so I took time and made a blank body and just rigged it up, and now just drop that into what I'm doing, and I can suddenly it still takes like 40 hours to do a video, but I'm not doing like 60 hours of, you know, like 20 hours of drawing. So that helps a lot too.
Yeah, I'm not that organized. I don't really like to cut the corners. I end up spending a lot of extra time on editing and trying to make sure that everything is perfect, because I can't stand to go back to a video and like look at my channel and be like, I'm not happy with how that came out because I cut, you know, the corners or whatever. But I think that I've slowly over time figured out that I have a process that works for me, and that's kind of how I figured it out through my schedule. I'm like, okay, well I know I'm going to take 8 hours to do this, so how about I do this on Saturday instead of Monday, you know, something more practical. So,
It's like picking and choosing the creative thing that you want to do, like especially with longer videos that take a lot of visual interest, and let's just say you've given yourself a week to do it for whatever reason, if you're trying to keep that week's schedule. It's like, I'll get in the middle of animating a scene and I'll be, this is amazing. And I could be with any video editing. I'll be like, I want to do this one effect and this one angle and this one thing. And it's like, you have to evaluate, is this worth it? And if the answer is like, oh yes, this will make it so much better, then take the time. But it's like picking and choosing. So if I did that for the whole video, I'd upload once a month.
I think over time too, you just, maybe you guys know this too as creators or whatever, but you start to build up kind of a template of what your video formats look like. Like you've already made your title sequence, so you can kind of plug that in with all your other videos and your end credits and all that stuff. So it gets a little bit faster each time you do it. You just got to be consistent with it.
Yeah, I definitely have like a timeline layout with like my theme music, my intro animation, my outro animation, and so each time you can just drag it out.
Presets.
Yeah, presets.
Lights. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. It's essential. So a lot of us are part of marginalized communities and speak up a lot about our identity online, myself included. But speaking up about your identity can make you feel really vulnerable, and it can be sort of an unsure space to be in. So in speaking up about your identity, what challenges have you seen because of that? Have you faced hate and how have you dealt with it? And then on the flip side, how has speaking up about your identity given you strength?
I definitely have a lot of experience with this because I started my YouTube channel as like a way to like find a non-binary community that I didn't have in my life, and also just because I felt like I was seeing like no people like my age that were like doing anything. I was like, I didn't see much representation for like people like me. So I just like was really eager to like share a lot of my experience and a lot of my life about my LGBTness, and then it kind of, I didn't like think that much about like how it could affect me, because I started getting a lot of hate comments once like non-binary like identities became kind of like sensational, I guess, like sensationalized. Like now it's like people will like just search like non-binary and like leave hate comments on any video under that. And it was really hard for me to deal with that first, because I knew I would be getting hate, but like the hate was like reflecting my insecurities. So I had to just like take a really big step back and like from the whole community, like take care of myself. And it was really hard that like for like all of last VidCon I was like dealing with that, and I felt really discouraged, but I realized there's like a lot more to me than just my non-binary identity, and like a lot more that I can share with the world. So I decided to like go more into depth with like my artistic side and like show that more on YouTube, so I didn't have to be so vulnerable, and then like just take my time with like letting the more personal things out there when I was ready for it. But it's also just been super empowering just to be able to like find the community, and I don't regret doing it at all. And it's like really been amazing to like find people online that like feel the same and connect with what I'm saying and like experiencing.
I think the thing that Charlie said about community is the biggest thing. You may feel like a small person in like a really big world that's hating on you, but at the same time it's so nice to find people that you may actually be impacting with like some of the social issues that you're dealing with. And that, I don't know, like that to me is like great that people can do that and they have the confidence to do that. I mean, there should be more people that can do that too. It's hard, but
I think I really understand what you're talking about, especially being non-binary. When you come out as non-binary during your process of your YouTube channel, I think people often come out of the woodwork as like, oh, you're non-binary, but so I dealt with that. And I also dealt with, you know, being a black YouTuber on the platform as well. And we get a lot of flack for talking about race and talking about social injustice, especially when I put out my Black Lives Matter video. It was bad. But I, by and large, think that it's much better to just go for it and let the chips fall where they may, because you impact so many other people. And I had so many people come in saying, wow, I really feel, you know, like you shed a light or shed some sort of like artistic light on this subject, and it made me feel, you know, connected to you, and you feel connected to, you know, my mother and my father, having to see him go out to work and wondering if he's going to come back home, and that's more important to me, you know. And I find strength in the other people that come and find strength in themselves because of it, you know. It's like a cyclical feedback type of thing. So yeah, I think it's better to just put the shit out there and let it go.
You do it. I thought you looked at me like, I'm sorry. No, the community is a really big part of it. I haven't spoken out about anything like that particularly, but there's always going to be those people who want to say something super nasty, and having like the people offset in the community who are like lifting you back up, but also just coming to terms with the fact that a lot of these people have problems with themselves. That's a really big part of it. It really has nothing to do with you. Like if somebody leaves a really nasty comment, they're probably just feeling that about themselves and are trying to make themselves feel better, and that really helps because then it's just like, oh, I'm really sad for you. I'm not really offended anymore. It's like, I'm sorry you have to deal with that. But if it's nasty, just turn off the comment.
Yeah. For me, like it took me like 2 years since I like got the idea to actually talk about religion to do it, and even then I still put like so much pressure on myself to get like everything as correct as I possibly can, because I'm literally like the only person like on like YouTube talking about Jainism, because like it's such a tiny religion and like it's a lot of just people in India chilling, doing it, and like ignoring everyone else. And like it takes me a long time for me to write my script, like do everything, and also get the confidence to like actually sit in front of the camera and talk about it, because I'm like, if I get something wrong, I'm going to get so much hate. And even then I still get hate, and I still get people disagreeing with me and saying I got everything wrong, which like at that point is fine, because I'm like, I did as much research as I possibly could with this, and I like know in my experience what I got right, and like everyone's a little bit right, so it's fine. But like even then, like dealing with the haters at that point, I'm just like, well, they're still my most popular videos, so you can.
You got the views though.
Yeah, I got those views. Thank you for the views.
I think being a part of I think being a part of the marginalized community on YouTube is great. One, being a black YouTuber, because let's be honest, YouTube is really white, and that kind of sucks, because it sucks to be watching something and not see yourself and see your own identities represented in the work that you're watching, and there's no connect in me watching, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I almost name dropped people, but we're not going to do that. In connecting watching certain YouTubers who don't connect with me on the same level that others do, in the same way that I would connect with people who are black and do fear going out and being shot, and do fear all these issues that are very real. As someone who talks about social justice on the internet, I get my fair share of really nasty comments, and like everybody said, it definitely is just them getting out their own internal issues that I would love to help them work out, but sometimes they are very nasty, and things have happened where I've had like my school address be leaked, but I was also kind of like, there's 21,000 people that go here, so like, so yeah, it's definitely tough, but it definitely does empower also, because it shows, I am a firm believer that if someone is hating on something that you're doing, then you have to be doing something right, because people hate on Beyonce, and so exactly, and it's like you have to be doing something right in order to get people's hating on you, and at the end of the day, views are views, clicks are clicks, as long as the PayPal check still comes through.
Yeah, for me it's tough to get hate, but it's totally worth it when I see other people who are like finding their own identities reflected in what I'm saying, and to see like other black women who like start to pursue higher education because things that I've said, so it's definitely, I think, worth it in the end. One unique thing about being a small YouTuber is that you actually get to interact with your viewers. You get to read the comments, you get to see what people are saying, and there can be a real back and forth there. How do you view your relationship with your viewers, and how do you work to build community?
Well, my viewers are just my friends I haven't met yet. Like if they watch my videos, they have my sense of humor, they like the stuff I'm into, so whenever I get a chance to meet them, I'm like, buddy, what's up? So in embodying that online, it's just like, I love going into my comments and like having discussions with people. I'm all over Twitter. I love following people who follow me on Tumblr. I'm watching you. I will follow you. And it's just because these people are awesome, and it's less like a famous person thing. It's more just like these are people who are really awesome. And I actually had a moment yesterday where me and my friends had a little mini meetup, and my friends are a little bit larger than I am, so they're like swamped, which is great, but I had a really great moment with a handful of people, and we got to talk, like really have discussions, and it was really sweet because we got to have that like human connection that you just don't get to have when you're a big YouTuber, and it was like probably the highlight of the trip so far. And so that's something that's really special about being smaller that I think a lot of people overlook.
Yeah, and Crystal, I love the engagements that you do with your community, like how you incorporate your followers into your videos sometimes. If you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I do draw my followers videos. So I'll go on like Twitter, Instagram, or Tumblr, or whatever, and I'll be like, hey guys, use this hashtag. I'm gonna draw some people badly, and they tweet pictures or whatever, and I draw them badly. But it's really fun because I get to like see them as a person. I get to check out their profile, and like I don't know, it's a nice way to feature a friend that I don't know yet. You know what I mean? And I think they get really excited when they're featured in the video, so it's really sweet.
Yeah. For me, it's like engagement for me is mostly just like replying to comments and just talking to people, and a lot of people leave really thoughtful comments, and it's like I've already pretty much written a video essay, but like I want to write another one based on what they've said. So it's just like they're giving me more ideas, everything, and a lot of them are just fellow YouTubers. So I'm like, hey, we are actually friends because like I kind of know who you are, you know who I am, we watch each other, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've seen that like with my videos, like I mean like the comments are like the best and the worst part of YouTube, but they're like most of my the people that like engage with my videos they're also small YouTubers, so like it's fun to just like check out what they're doing, and then like I just always like make so many friends just like reading my comments and like talking with people, and like the people that are like watching me are like watching me because we're probably similar, and then I like just connect with them, like I don't know, it's just really cool.
I think what motivates me is just knowing that like the people that watch my videos are there, and like I have this one fan and he's wonderful. He'll watch my animation videos and he gives this like very large synopsis of the characterization and like the storyline. I'm like, dude, if I just make these for you, like I'm totally down with that because you're like super appreciative. And then also just kind of what Crystal was saying, sometimes people reach out to me and they're just like, hey, like I want to help you, can I animate, or can I like help you with voice acting or something like that, because, so it's like, it's nice, you're really building a community, and it's nice to know who the people are behind the screen.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the best comments that I get on my end with just doing videos that are sort of more like educational based is like just when someone says something like, wow, like I would have never thought of this in that way had you not mentioned it, because something like a video that I made maybe in February was about like Black Lives Matter and like how they're not, and how Toronto police aren't allowed at the Toronto Pride Parade for many reasons. And a lot of people hear that and just think of like outrage, and they're like, wow, how dare you say, what about like gay police officers and like all these things? But then in the video we talk about things that have actually happened in Toronto to the LGBT community at the hands of the same police officers that are now getting afloat in the parade, acting like they weren't literally setting up queer people in spaces called Operation Soap, where they made them all go to this party and then came and mass arrested a bunch of them. And these are things that you can't sort of forget, but even doing a video like that, showing people that, hey, there's always two sides to the coin, and just hearing things that people have like learned something from me, because I don't think I know that much, but hearing that people have like learned is like really scary for one, but also really cool.
That's how me and Chris kind of met. We used to watch each other's videos.
Nicola's number one fan.
We used to watch each other's videos, and now, and we became friends through the mutual connection of just being fangirls of each other. And then you see people in your comment section, they're so dedicated. I've had people who've been subscribed to me since I started my channel. There's like this guy named Attila, and he's like, oh my gosh, Ladies was the best thing I've ever seen. What are you doing? And like he's so enthusiastic every time I put something out, and like that's the best part of it, I feel.
It's so true. Like there's so many friends I have now just because somebody's been lurking in my comments. I'm like, you seem like a fun person, and then I check out their channel and it's awesome, and suddenly you have a new YouTube friend. Like that's probably the best thing about being a smaller creator. Like one of the other best things. There's a lot of best things. It's underrated.
Also make video responses to small YouTubers. Because like I do that with like some of my YouTube friends, and like it just like it's so nice and it's so much fun. Video responses are still a thing.
Yeah, I love that. I pretty much had watched videos from all of you before you even selected from the panel, just from interacting with you guys in the comments and like forming a community around that. We've kind of already started talking about it, but the next question is, how do you view your relationship with other small YouTubers?
I always end up being your friends, honestly. Like, you do this thing where it's like back and forward, like, oh, I'll watch your video and like check out their channel, and then you check out their channel and it's like, oh wow, there's making really great stuff, and subscribe. So I don't know. And then there's like, you feel like you know each other. It's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like the small YouTube community is like just really supportive of each other, and I feel like it's like important like that we understand. I definitely think a lot of people understand that that there's like room for all of us to be there, and that there's no like competition, and we're not trying to like one up each other. We're just like all supporting each other, like appreciating each other's stuff, and it's really wonderful because everyone's just like really like just interactive with each other, and yeah.
It's really easy to get caught up in the numbers game. Like, obviously, when you finally talk to a smaller creator, it's like instant friendship because you have like so much common ground. But when you're like by yourself, like on the other side of the screen, not really talking to people, it's easy to watch somebody who you look up to, who is like at a similar level than you, and you just see them skyrocket, and you just have envy. And you're like, why isn't that me? But when you really stop and think about it, it's like not a competition. That just means you have a friend that you can suddenly collab with. You know what I mean? It's too many small YouTubers get caught up in the competition of the YouTube, and it's really just a giant, wonderful party of happiness. And once you get into that mindset, it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, there's definitely room for all of us, and more. Yeah, I've gotten really close to a bunch of my like YouTube friends. They're just like my friends now because like meeting them at conventions after like talking to each other for so long, and just like becoming closer because you've watched each other for so long, and you've become so close that way, and then you meet each other in real life and you learn so much more about them, and just it's so nice.
I think it's great because I have friends that are here right now. There's somewhere We've been friends for like 3 to 4 years just from the connection of YouTube, and I think it's the best part of the entire experience, and I don't feel like it has to be a competition. We support each other. You know, you find those people who genuinely love, you know, you and become your real friends. You know, they're more of my friends in my actual life than my IRL friends. So, yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like you're a part of any particular communities within YouTube, big or small? Could you tell me about those?
Community, accept me, please. I need a community.
Yeah, I'm a nerd fighter, DMTV. Yeah, I think a lot of us are. Yeah, so like I consider myself part of that community, but like I feel like there are like communities within that like giant community now where like I've like found like a good group of people within that are really supportive and nice, and they all like make YouTube videos too, so like I feel like we all have a lot in common, so that's really nice, and yeah, so.
I don't think I'm part of any like YouTube communities. I mean, like I have YouTube friends and all that sort of stuff, but I don't think.
Chris, what you talking about? We like knew 2 YouTubers from Toronto.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like, but Toronto's big, but it's so small. So I feel like, yeah, as everyone said, that there is room for everybody on YouTube. What I do like about like having friends that are smaller is that most of us really aren't concerned about things like apocalypse and like all of those things that are going on, because most of us probably aren't making any money from YouTube. But I feel like, I'm so sorry I'm rambling because I'm trying to remember the question, but I can't.
Just any communities that you're a part of for yourself?
No one has invited me to one, but hello, if you'd like to.
Invite you to
if you'd like to.
Does your,
I'm not doing anything afterwards, so I'm happy to join one.
Do anything afterwards.
I watched
like
so many.
a party or something.
So, sorry.
I was gonna say, I watch so many YouTubers, like I've been technically feel a part of like so many communities, just to name them would take forever. So it's like, if it's a YouTuber and they're cool, like I'm most likely a part of that community. It's a nice like thing to be a fan and also a creator people are fans of. I think that's one of the coolest parts about being at VidCon, is like I walked by Fonflui and I was like, oh, Fonflui! And then the other day somebody was like, I almost didn't come up to you because I was nervous. And I'm like, no, please say hi to me. So it's like a fun, it's nice to play both sides.
Yeah, like backstage I saw Gabby down and I was like 100% fangirling, and I was just like, but wait, like we're on the same level right now. We're like both backstage for VidCon, and I was like, that's really cool. So it's like,
To go back to the communities, I definitely when I started YouTube, I started it because I wanted to be a part of the non-binary YouTube community, the small non-binary YouTube community. And that was definitely, there was a really strong sense of community between that whole group, because everyone in that group was they didn't really care about getting subscribers or about staying on a schedule or any thing traditionally YouTube. They were just there because they wanted to find a community because they felt alone. So we were all just really supportive, and it was really loving, and I've made so many friends just through that because we all just kind of wanted to find more people like ourselves. So we just checked out everyone we could find, and so it was a nice little community like that.
That's awesome.
So my story's kind of weird and fun, but in 2012 I went to VidCon with a friend, and then I thought I can't go back. It's just way too expensive. Coming from Toronto going to Anaheim, nah. So I found this group online because I'm kind of obsessed with VidCon. In 2015 or 2014, going around to 2015 VidCon, called the Lone Wolves, which is yeah, all right. So people who go to VidCon by themselves, and I'm well, if I'm not gonna have anyone to go with, then I guess I can join the group and whatever, I'll just not go, but I'll live vicariously through these guys, right? But of course, everyone was chatting and stuff throughout the year, so I went, and yeah, and it was awesome. I met really awesome friends who they're my closest friends. I met my husband. But yeah, and it's great how much you can get so much out of community, and I think it's everywhere on YouTube. So
sweet. Love stories. Love it. So how many small creators in the audience?
Woo.
Nice. So, do you have any advice for these folks, for other smaller YouTubers or people who are starting or thinking about starting a YouTube channel? What advice would you give them?
Please just start.
Yes.
Please do not think, well, I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm not ready to do this, just make the videos. Because that is going to be your biggest obstacle throughout the entirety of your career, is trying to sit up here and figure out, what am I going to do today? You have to just be able to just think through that, and you'll improve as you go. And I think that was my biggest hang-up, is wanting to be perfect and not realizing that the perfection is going to come from the work and trying to build up, your editing skills and, your comfortability in front of a camera and, your skills behind whatever you're doing, with your channel. I think you have to give that time. So put the time in so that it can get better.
Yeah, I still use my iPhone and I still use iMovie to make my videos. So just do it. It's a free software. It's just camera on your phone, and that's still what I use since I don't make any money off of it. So I'm not spending any money on YouTube until I make any money. But yeah, I've grown my channel a lot in the past couple years just because I've been doing it regularly, and I keep having more ideas, and I keep just doing them, even though sometimes the sound's not amazing or the video quality is not great because I'm filming at night or something. That doesn't actually matter as much as the content and the stuff you have to say. So yeah, just do it. Do the thing.
Do it. Also, I guess going off of that, 2 bits of advice. Going off of that would be, just do it and don't stress about the details, but always keep improving. Always challenge yourself. So there'll be a thing that I want to try to do. I'm how do I do this effect? And I have no idea. I have no clues, but I'll sit there for 4 hours and figure it out. And that's how you see progression in your videos, and that's how you really grow as a creator, and you see that quality improvement that you see from big YouTubers. 2, make friends. Yeah. Friends are your biggest asset. Don't block yourself off and be afraid to talk to people. And always keep improving, just make something, make friends, for sure.
I also think a really nice privilege of being a small YouTuber is that you have no responsibility to anyone but yourself, and you basically can do whatever you want with your channel, and you can make it whatever you want. And I think it's really fun just to experiment with stuff that you never may have tried before, and just find what you like, and just take advantage of the fact that you can really do whatever you want and be really creative, and don't hold yourself back if you have a fun idea you might want to try.
I would say don't be afraid to fail. A lot of friends that come up to me, they're just like, I don't know how to start a YouTube channel, but I kind of want to do this idea. And they come up with like so many ideas, and it's like they just don't, they think that the first idea they come up with is going to be like the $1 million idea they have to finish with, and that's going to be like their career now. But no, like change is good, you know, like embrace it and be flexible with your channel. That's okay.
Also, that's it. Please be yourself. And,
God, yes.
and don't feel like you have to chase the trends. If you want to do something that's not popular on YouTube, do it because we need it, and we need to have other things on YouTube, and you'll start a trend, you know? Be true to yourself, and your channel will be something that people look for, you know?
We don't need no more drama channels. There's enough. Yeah, there's enough of those.
Going off of what Palestrina said, it was Palestrina, right? Yeah? Okay, I can't see you, so I didn't know who talked. It's the shoot, I'm going blank. What did you say?
About not afraid to fail?
Oh yeah, don't hold yourself to fail. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to start a YouTube channel and you're like, I'm gonna do this genre in this way, and I'm gonna do it like that, by all means, please go. You'll be very successful very fast. But if you're like myself and like literally everybody else, you just wanna do the videos and you're like, I have 8 million ideas that are totally unrelated, do them.
Yeah.
Do them, see what works, and once you find a vibe that you're really like gelling with and like other people like, pick one and then run with it. And then that's what's gonna help you like enjoy yourself and grow.
Yeah, and also keep having fun with it. Don't feel like you have to stick to one format just because that's all you've done so far.
Something that I would say is don't get consumed in having like the top-notch 4K camera that like Fun for Louie has or whatnot, because at the end of the day, they can afford to be buying a camera that costs $4,000 just for the body of the camera, then another $2,000. You don't need all of that. When I started YouTube, I started filming on my sister's MacBook, so not even a MacBook that was my own, and it was a MacBook Air, so it could not handle filming a video and then editing a video, even in iMovie. So, and then from there, I worked really hard to be able to, one by one, add different things into my own setup and all that sort of stuff. But I find so many people, especially this weekend, just walking around with this, people have been like, oh, so do I need to like get all of these things in order to start a YouTube channel? And I'm like, no, the only thing you really need to start a YouTube channel is just a Gmail and a webcam or some sort of camera, because quality, yes, while quality is important, if you spend all this money and then invest in something that you don't like it, you kind of just wasted a ton of money and it won't work. And I think that everybody needs to have some struggle videos at the beginning of their channel for when we're creeping that are like filmed on a potato that see the growth, because it also is good to show you how far you're going as well.
I think one last thing that I remind myself a lot is there's no specific kind of way you have to make a YouTube video, because I feel like you can like get in your head sometimes like, oh, is this what a YouTube video would be? How should I make my videos to make it like be a YouTube video? But YouTube is just like a platform where you can share anything, and like to keep it in mind that you can really make anything that you want, and it doesn't have to look like anything else that someone else is doing. You don't have to like copy another person's style. You can really like be whatever you want, and especially as a small YouTuber, you can do so much, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. So we're getting close to the end, so this is going to be the last question from me before I open it up to you guys, so start thinking. But we're just all going to go down the line, and I told these guys in advance, so everyone should have someone, of shouting out one YouTuber, other YouTuber that's less than famous. So I'll start, and I'm going to shout out Christy Care, Tirlen, so youtube.com/TIRLEN. Right there, hey. And she's great, she's a vlogger, and is also really thoughtful and talks about identity sometimes, and it's just like super authentic. So, Christy's me.
I want to shout out Beth Boulevard like BLVD. She makes really beautiful, interesting videos, and she's always like pushing herself creatively, and it just inspires me a lot.
I want to shout out Terrence I think there's 2 R's in Terrence. So he does a lot of cinematography and kind of doing a web series talking about how he wants to start his own video production business, and he goes through like the vlogging process of how it works and everything. But he's like really great, good artist.
I want to shout out my friend Christina. I don't remember her exact YouTube name, but her name is Christina Luego. And she's basically really into things like anime, really into things like K-pop music, all of that sort of stuff. And I know that that's really popular in school. And she's just a fantastic person. She does a lot of cosplay, and I'm not even kidding. She did a Diva cosplay from Overwatch, and it is like spot on. So you guys should get into that if you can.
I actually have two, and they're both here. I want to shout out Talia Portras. She makes music and music reactions, and she has a voice from heaven, and she doesn't realize how good she is. You can subscribe to her. And I also want to shout out Paul Roth.
Yeah.
He is always here, always recording all of these panels, always so involved in the community, and he deserves more subscribers. Y'all need to get with it.
I'll shout out my friend Maddie to the max with a 2. She's a voice actress. She's a really, really great voice actress. The video style, she makes similar to Breezy Voices, but she's her own entity and she's a magical creature of wonderfulness. You guys should follow her. And yeah, follow me to the max.
My shout out is Katrina Ames, and she is like, I feel like she is Ann Perkins. I swear, she's like the nicest person ever. Yeah, she is a beautiful, noble land mermaid. Yeah, she has this thing called Feminist Fridays that she's been doing recently, and she talks a lot about like politics and stuff, and she does it so well. And she recently did like a bunch of videos on Miss Marvel that I've been loving, so check her out.
Cool. So now it's time for audience questions. If anybody has a question, there's a mic. We have about 12-ish minutes. So.
I have a question. So I know this was answered by some of you on the panel, but I know what program you use isn't particularly important. So what I want to know is, why did you choose the program that you choose to animate in or edit in, or what you use for your videos?
I chose Final Cut Pro just because I already knew how to use iMovie, and I wanted something that I could do more with, basically, because like iMovies can be like limiting for me creatively, and it was like easier for me to learn Final Cut Pro, and I like was able to get it, so that was why I chose it.
Oh, I've used Premiere Pro. I started on iMovie, I moved to Final Cut Pro. When I started dedicating myself to animation, I realized that the Adobe suite is amazing for that, so I made the switch. So if I need it fast, I do Final Cut Pro. If I need it detailed and right, I do it on Premiere, and I link to After Effects and do my stuff in there, which I know some people do Flash, but I'm an After Effects person.
I chose Premiere because I wanted After Effects, and I wanted to do a lot of special effects and editing, and I realized that I needed something a little bit more heavy duty than iMovie. And yeah, I think that was mainly why I wanted to make some more intense special effects things. So that's why I went with After Effects.
I chose to use, mostly if anything, I use Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects, and it wasn't really my choice. I really liked Final Cut Pro, but I also am an editor that I freelance edit, and the company that I edit for wants to keep the files of the video things that they have to go back to them, and with Adobe, not with Adobe, with Final Cut Pro, I wasn't really sure how to do that. So then I kind of was forced to switch if I wanted to continue being paid. But from there, it was honestly, I can't imagine like life not using it, because as was mentioned, it's so seamless, really. But yeah.
I use the Adobe software just because it's very fluid back and forward, so it's easy to just do something in like Premiere and then open it up in After Effects, or vice versa, I guess. It'd be After Effects, open it up in Premiere and whatever, so.
Yeah, I use the Adobe Suite as well for a similar reason. It's really easy to get through back and forth, and also doing things professionally. It's a really robust, you have a lot of control over the details, so. Thanks.
My question is basically, in terms of discoverability, like it's quite difficult to find smaller YouTubers sometimes, because obviously the algorithm doesn't really support us. So my question is basically, how do you guys go about, or do you have any tips in discovering small YouTubers and also diverse small YouTubers? Yeah.
Go to Twitter. Twitter is like the main way that I found everybody. There's such a specific community that all comes together on Twitter, and they will all be talking about their videos, and we'll tweet each other's videos out, and you'll be like, wow, I really like that video that you made with the tag, and it's like, oh, thank you, you did. And that really helps, especially like Instagram, stuff like that. All the other social media outlets are really good for finding other content creators as well.
I go through like when people have like on their channel like those people that they're subscribed to. I always go through that like completely, and I'll just like click on any channel that like I've never looked before, and I just like love finding new channels. And I also just look through the comments of videos a lot, and any comment that like is really interesting to me, I'll like check out their channel. And also just like friends of friends. That's how I find like a lot of the small YouTubers.
Sometimes through Facebook, there's like Facebook groups that all have, yeah, you can plug your channel here, and yeah, and like based on communities and stuff, you can find stuff there too.
Do you have any Facebook groups that you'd recommend?
Oh, well, if you're looking for something specific, well, okay, there's a VidCon creators group that's really good that I'm part of, and they're very supportive. Like everybody shares their channels and ideas and stuff with each other, which is wonderful. And then if you're looking for something other specific things, like I found the locals because I typed in going to VidCon alone on Facebook, and it popped up. So you just whatever you're looking for, just kind of search it.
Also, the small YouTuber tag video that people do, that's how I met a few people, and you, I don't know, scroll through, see what they have to say, check out their channels, and also shout out other people, and you'll find that people will start shouting you out, and you can look through your comments, and just, yeah, if you feature people, people will then take notice, and you can know them, who they follow, and find, you know, there's somebody that you like, try to contact them and be like, who are some recommendations? And checking out your comments. Highly suggest checking out your comments. Some of my best friends came from my comments, actually.
Also, by the way, Taha, I love your stuff. It's awesome. I discovered him through Super Stamp stuff, I think. Yeah. So like, yeah, again, friends of friends. And also collab channels. There's this one called Nerd Fighters Info that I posted like one video on, and then a bunch of people post videos all the time on that channel. So then you discover small YouTubers that way, and also Road to Nerd Criteria. Maya's right there. That's right there. Yeah. So like a lot of people have been posting videos out there, and sometimes that's like the first video they make, and then they like start doing more stuff on their own channels. So collab channels, like they're rare, but they're out there, and a lot of small YouTubers do that.
Thanks, Taha.
Do you think it's important to have goals with like what you're trying to do in YouTube?
Yes. I think it's important to have goals, but I think it depends on what your goals are. Like saying, I just want to be the next Jenna Marbles. I don't think that's a realistic, it could happen, but I don't think that should be what your goal should be. I think you should go into absolutely anything in life, like knowing what you want to put into it and what you want to get out of it. And then I say that so that when you get to a certain point, whether it be a year later on, you can see how things are going, and you can say, okay, well, what didn't work in that last year, and what can I do now so that I can continuously getting to this point. One of my goals was getting on this panel, and I had to try twice in order to do it, and here I am. Thank you. But even then, after the first time I did it and I didn't get it, one thing that I did was I was like, okay, well, what did I do wrong, and how can I like move forward and try to do this better and show my personality better? And then this year they're like, in 2 minutes, and I'm like, oh wow. But I definitely do think that having goals is important.
It's nice to have them, It's nice to have them to work for and be like, getting there. But it's not the end of the world if you don't get there. It just keeps you driven, and it's also the types of goals. You know what I mean? If you're in it just to get that money and to get them views, you're probably not gonna have a fun time making content. So it's really evaluating why you want to do it, and then working towards whatever that is, and not stressing if you don't get there.
Yeah, usually my goals are something I have control over. Like, I don't think of like, oh, I want X amount of people to subscribe to me. I think of, oh, I want to make videos once a week, or I want to start creating really nice thumbnails, so I have to figure out how to do that. So like, those are my goals. Like, how do I improve my channel, not how do people come to me.
I think it depends on what you want to use YouTube for. If your goals are just to chill and like you want to make videos every now and then because they're fun, or you saw your friend make a video, you want to make a response video, I think that's fine. I think people use YouTube for different things. So if you want to do it as a career, or you want to eventually have it be something bigger, that's great. But if you also just want to use the platform just as every other social media platform, you can do that too. I don't think that you should feel so pressured to be, okay, I'm doing YouTube now, I have to get it together, I have to get my stuff. Just be yourself and just do what you want to do, and make your moves the way you want to make them.
I mean, anything to add to what these guys said is just maybe make them small enough or like attainable so that each goal that you accomplish is like, yeah, victory, awesome, now I can like work towards something different and something new each year. So, baby steps.
Hi, my name is Jacob, and my question is sub for sub. No, my question is, have you had to deal with, not like writer's block, but I guess just video block? Because I've had months where I will just like sit down in front of the camera in front of Final Cut, and I just cannot bring myself to make anything worth making.
That is really, I feel that a lot. I'm like currently feeling that. For me, like what they said earlier, like when I am feeling inspired, like I don't just like write a list of my videos, because when I write like a list of my ideas, I'll forget what I want to say. When I'm feeling really inspired, I'll just do like a whole like page of like just like word vomiting basically, and just like everything that comes to mind, I'll write it out, and then I can save that for later. And then when I'm uninspired, I'll read that and like remember the headspace I was in, and like be able to do that. And also just to like not give yourself so much pressure. Because sometimes like creative block can come from like feeling like none of your ideas are good enough. So like just letting your ideas come and letting anything happen and like being open to anything.
That's true. Sometimes if I watch other YouTubers, it kind of inspires me. So I'll just like have like an hour of like, all right, I need to like engage my eyeballs with people right now that influence me. But also what Crystal was saying earlier about how making a list of all your video ideas so that you can always fall back on that. Like I write nonsense in books that are like taking up an entire shelf in my room, and it really helps to like read those over and be like, whoa, okay, this is an idea I had in 2011, why don't I bring that back somehow?
Yeah, I found that being silly really helps. It like I stopped taking myself seriously if I just like make a video dancing around my room or something. I don't post it, but like it like gets my brain flowing again of like, oh, I can like actually make YouTube videos. Because sometimes like if I'm in a slump or if I haven't made something in a while, I think, well, I can't make something anymore, or it's been too long, it's too late or something. But I just have to like turn my brain off and stop taking it so seriously, and then like I can get my brain flowing again.
Yeah, sometimes definitely like all you need to do is just like do something, and like just, you don't have to post it, you don't have to show it to anyone, just like do something to get yourself like moving and get like something happening, and that can like help you move forward.
Also, live your life. Go out and live your life. If you feel like you're being, burnt out, go out and do something else, and then come back to it. You'll have some new inspiration.
We have a couple more minutes for questions, so we're going to do some rapid fire to try and get through everybody's. So, hi, my name is Carmen. I'll try to keep this quick, but obviously a lot of you guys are part of marginalized communities. Chris wrote an article about how to be an ally for people who are in a marginalized community, even when you yourself are not being oppressed in a certain way. How would you suggest to approach that without trying to draw attention to yourself or looking like you're trying to ride the wave of whatever the issue is?
Raising other people's voices is really important. Like if you're talking about an issue that you don't have personal experience with, find somebody that does, and don't only just like ask them about it and then talk about them, like let them speak for themselves. Like Ash Hardell makes a lot of LGBT educational content, and a lot of it is stuff that they don't have personal experience with, and they'll like constantly like be looking for people that can film themselves and like be a part of the video. So just like being open to like raising other people's voices is important.
Exactly, because even though you may not be seeing someone talk about it, there most likely is someone else, and you just have to go look for that person and then simply retweet their tweets.
Well, thanks.
My name is Bob Ferguson, and I liked your comments about the equipment. I've always thought that the creative process is more important than equipment, because I like inexpensive equipment because I can buy it and I can use it. I think you answered my question about the community. I want to kind of find people and to work with them as far as projects, because I have a lot of people that I know, they're either actors or they're in a business, and they go, well, I can't do that, that's not professional. You don't have a red cam.
I totally get you, because sometimes I have like dilemmas of being professional or like going to people that are in the industry, and they're like, well, if you're a YouTuber, then you really can't be editing people's work. Like, how much experience do you really have? And yeah, for a long time, like
on my LinkedIn and stuff, I like didn't want to put that I was a YouTuber, but then I'm like, no, I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna just embrace that because that's who I am, and that's and honestly, like I do. My channel now reflects, like all my vlogs are very edited, and I wouldn't mind if somebody in the industry saw vlogs that were like that, you know, because it's like, that's just another way to get a job for me. So I think just make it you and totally embrace it. And yeah, I hope I answered your question, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so just look on the community, look on YouTube for a community, right?
Yeah, and here too, VidCon's perfect for that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Talia, you've got the last question.
Hi, what are personal challenges that you and your channels and content face in terms of growing and stunted growth, and how do you personally overcome them?
I feel like my channel is kind of like hit kind of a plateau right now with like both what I do and like my like subscriber count and like my view count. But I think the only way to combat that is to kind of power through it and just keep making stuff, because someone else will find it and someone else will like it, you know, and share it and whatever. So like, and I also like try not to think too hard about the numbers, because as long as I'm creating something, I'm succeeding. So.
I think if you find ground in who you are, and realize that you're making these videos because you have a creative being inside you, and you're making this for other people, and it's not just about this number, you know. All these people who are subscribed to you are here for these videos, you know, and I think you need to understand that that's the most important part, you know. You will get more people to come to you if you're more invested in what's actually important in the channel, which is the content itself. And that should be the main focus, I feel. And that's how I get past all of the, oh man, I've been plateaued for about a year now, what are we gonna do? It helps, it definitely helps.
Yeah, for me it's really about like connecting with the audience and what your viewers are really looking for, and if you connect with that and stay true to that, I think you'll be able to grow that way. So, thank you guys all so much for coming.